Hello, hello. I'm starting to get used to this thing. I'm going, I should have just put something over my frame with what I said. My thing is skipping. Lord, how much percentage? Hold on. Streaming closed on me. Okay, my streaming closed on me, and I don't know why. So y'all don't have to forgive me. Like I said, I'm still working with the software issue I'm having. Hello, 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 hello. I know what you're saying. Whatever, it is what it is. Anyway, harming you. Um, I'm cooking and I'm gonna have to get up. But listen to me while I'm talking. Um, and I ain't dressed nice either. You don't want nobody to harm your family, your cousins. You know, you don't want no crazy stalker type of guy. So if people want to say I'm a penis tease because I learned this in my youth, and I'm gonna give you a couple of stories in a second. Let me take this off of the stove. I know this is not professional, but hey, I've been wanting to go live. I finally got this thing operable a little bit, not completely operable like I want it to be. I have to warm this up because I have my eggs. So I'm just gonna put my food to the side because I'm not gonna do that. I guess I'm gonna put this back on the stove. Hash browns, homemade. Sorry. Homemade hash browns. Um, you know, a regular potato that you cut up for you some fries. If you know what homemade means. A regular Ojeda. Did I say that right? Ojeda. A Haida potato. What's wrong with my speech? A regular potato, round, oval shaped potato. Um, you broil it first. You boil it, and then you fry it with your salt, bell pepper. Your salt, your black pepper, your whatever other seasons you prefer. You can add onions and bell peppers, but that ain't the topic for today. This is my brunch because I haven't had breakfast, so it's my breakfast and my lunch. But anyway, I've been accused of being a penis tease, but this is how I learned it. In my youth, watching stuff when I was younger, watching dudes, how they react, how they behave, you don't end up wanting a crazy one, a controlling stalker, abusive one, right? And how you can tell how a guy is through his genital area. Okay. So if he assuming that he's gonna have sex with you, even if you told him not to, because they always assume that you're gonna give them some cakes, and you tell them not to, but they genuinely think they can persuade you, because some of them possibly can, or some girls are the flesh is weak type of scenario, but you got to be strong in these times. So because I learned this by accident in my youth, I learned it when I was younger, like when I was like 13, 14 years old, 13-ish, wasn't having sex. But the boys, some of the girls were. And some of the boys around, I was a cute little thing, used to keep my little hair done. All, athletic build type of chick, running around like more like a gymnastic body type of female. And because I ran a lot, I ran more than I walked. And boys used to be at me all the time when I was little, and a lot of them, and that's how I learned. I didn't know what I was learning at the time. I just knew boys used to try to touch me, talk to me, and everything. And then if they couldn't get what they want, they was angry. Or then you had some that was polite. So, but I was young. I was 13 years old. I didn't know that's what I was learning about guys. Okay, I just knew. I just, didn't deal with him because of you tried to persuade me to do something I didn't want to do, and then or wasn't ready to do, and because I wasn't ready to be intimate with you, he was a jerk. Fast forward to it's dropped 59%. Jesus. Fast forward to 23, 24 age. My kid's father had passed away, and maybe 5 months in, maybe 5, 6 months, maybe 3 months in, I started going out to the clubs, bar hopping. I couldn't sleep, going through a lot of stuff when you mourning somebody, and I used to go to the club because I couldn't stand being in the house by myself, even though my kids was there. But for the most part, they was in their room or playing around or outside. I couldn't stand being by myself. So, I couldn't sleep by myself. I had gotten so used to sleeping with him, so I couldn't even sleep at night. I used to inebriate myself to go to sleep, meaning get drunk to sleep, and then that had stopped working. Like, I used to have to basically exhaust myself to go to sleep like you do a child, because I couldn't sleep. And I went to this guy. I knew him. I had, when you living in a small town, you kind of get to know people a little bit, kind of see their characteristics, and then I assumed everybody knew what I was going through, then. And I went to a guy's house with my cousin, and it was probably like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not, my sister accused me of rejecting dudes or incite rejection on them, whatever. But because you in a man's presence, don't mean he is obligated to you. As someone said, don't nobody owe you nothing. So I didn't owe him no vagina. But we went to the club. I went to I went to his house with my female cousin, because like a couples type of thing. But he assumed, I guess, because normally when he bring a chick to his house 3 o'clock in the morning, he have sex with them. But dang, this brings back memories or something. But I thought it was strange. But 3 o'clock in the morning, I end up in 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm in his house, in his bedroom, and he got naked, fully naked, nice body, older gentleman. I'm like 23, 24-ish, 23, 24-ish. I had to be 24 because he passed away in August, my birthday in September. So I was 24. He had to be every bit of 38, somewhere up in there. Fine, nice body. He got naked. As soon as we walked in his room, wasn't no foreplay happening, nothing. He just dropped his drawers. Got naked in his room. It's his bedroom. And but I was not sexually aroused. I didn't want to have sex. I was uninterested in having sex with him. Okay. It wasn't that because he wasn't attractive, because he was visibly attractive to me. I just was mourning my kid's father passing, and I just had no emotion. I was still numb from the shock of the whole thing. So it wasn't that he wasn't attractive and that I didn't find him attractive. He even placed my hand on his organ, his genital area, and he wasn't lacking in no areas, but it still didn't do anything for me, and he didn't understand what I was going through, and I did not explain to him what I was going through. I didn't explain to him that the loss of my kid's father damaged me emotionally. I was numb. I couldn't feel anything, that I couldn't sleep at night, and that I had to either get very intoxicated to go to sleep or pass out from exhaustion. So he got visibly upset. He asked me, was I gay? Because he is naked, well endowed. But it didn't excite me at all. I wasn't excited. I kept my clothes on and I went to sleep. I went to sleep in his bed. He wasn't rude, obnoxious. He tried to entice me a little bit, but he didn't try. I respect him for respecting me. He didn't try to force himself on me. He didn't make me leave. He could have said, "B, get out my bed." He could have did all of that. I'm in his bed and I was fit for a woman. I had 4 children at the time. I was fit because I worked out a lot. And he didn't do any of that. But the next day when I saw him, maybe because he was drunk or it was late or whatever, he wanted his friends to think he had sex with me because his friend was in the next bedroom with with a family member. Maybe that's why he didn't do it. I don't know. But the next day, he was very rude to me. He was very obnoxious to me, and he lost out on on a good time because I probably would have messed with him eventually. But see, I didn't inform him of what I was feeling or how I was feeling, and he didn't come to me and ask me as a man. He didn't talk to me and try to see. He just assumed he was gonna have sex with me, and I shouldn't have been in his room. And I shouldn't have used him to sleep, because that's what I used him for, to sleep, because I couldn't sleep. And but I didn't give up my cakes to him because of my emotion, and because that's pretty much who I am anyway. I've always been the type of female where I had to get to know a guy because of some experiences I've had in life, and you get to see the other side of a man's anger. So you tend to learn, try to see who these dudes are. But I learned, because I didn't give him, because he didn't get the sexual gratification that he wanted. It showed me who he is. Like, I've done it to more than one. It's been times where family members thought I was smashing these dudes, but I wasn't. I wasn't smashing them, but I got to see who they are. I learned by just two instances, two times, how men act when they can't get what they want, and that's how it taught me to see them. Because I've been in an abusive relationship myself, and I didn't want to end up in another abusive relationship because of these tactics that I use to assess who a man is. It saved me a lot of physical abuse and some mental abuse. You get to kind of see who a guy is, if he's gonna be mentally abusive, verbally abusive to you. You get to see who he is that way. So you can say I'm a penis tease if you want to, but it saved me a lot of headaches. It saved me to be single for a long time, but that's a whole nother topic. But because as you grow, you learning these guys, and you can't be out here. My uncle told me this story when I was 19. Every guy I ever came across, any cousin, I don't know if it's because I was pretty, niggas forget. Dudes never told me, cousins never said I was pretty, but every time I would come across a family member throughout my childhood, my youth, and my young years, they used to give me male advice. And one cousin, uncle, was my uncle, he told me a story about a pole in a hole. A pole in a hole. He said, have you ever seen a pole in a hole in the dirt, and sometimes the gravel around the dirt get loose? And I said, yes. I said, in my brain, I pictured it because I've seen it. The gravel become loose. It be stuck to a metal piece of concrete under the bottom, because I watched my father do it. But around the pole, the gravel get loose. I said, yeah. He said, but have you ever seen a pole? I mean, that gravel wear out that pole. You might see, like, somebody might hit it with a car or something like that, but you never seen that gravel wear that hole out. I said, you 100% correct. I didn't know where he was going with it mentally, because I have a dirty mind. I when he started talking, I thought it, but I just let it play out. And then he told me that's what happens about sexual organs, your vagina versus a male penis. Now, male penis can get damaged. That's a whole nother story too. But it made sense to me. So it made me realize every dude that come across my path don't deserve to be in my special place, because he's thirsty for it, because he's hungry for it. That don't mean he deserved to be in that space, because you could be giving yourself to a killer. You could be giving yourself to a man that's going to beat you for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? And then you're going to end up having a baby by him, or et cetera, or a disease, or something you can't get rid of. So you do have to assess, as a female, who you lay down with. Because a guy will tell you anything. The smooth one going to tell you anything, but he just going to say it in a more savoir-faire type of mannerism. He gonna be smooth with it and say all the nice right things to you. Then this other dude is different kinds of guys, you know, and all of them have the same agenda, but it is up to a female to direct how this goes, so you can see who he is, and is this gonna be a lasting type of thing, or if it's just, you know, his interest was purely sex. He wasn't really interested in you past that bedroom, because that tell you where his mentality is do he want a relationship? If you looking for one, if you looking for just a wham bam thank you ma'am, you still should assess who he is in a way, because you still could be messing with a dangerous character or a shiesty dude or dude that you're just trying to get in your pockets, etc., etc. You don't got to be a BBW for a dude to be trying to get in your pockets. Just saying. You still need to assess whom these guys are. I don't care if people say I'm penis tease. It saved me a lot of turmoil. So somewhat. That another topic about your heart.